oh my God, I'm gonna save $50,000 by the end of the week. Like, no. Hello there, guys. Welcome to The Break. My name is Patricia Bryant, and you are over here where we're giving you the tools and resources to learn, grow, navigate life like a boss, and make money moves in the process. I hope you are doing well. So today, I thought I would talk about personal finances. In reality, being on top of your personal finances is kind of like being on your A game in life. And I know there are a lot of people who feel like they are broke, they are destitute, they are struggling. And sometimes, yes, that might be the case, but sometimes it might be because your personal finances are spinning out of control. You don't know what's going where. You don't know what happened. You're looking around like, what happened to the cookies in the cookie jar? I feel like having your bank and your finances in order is kind of like having a clean house. You know where there's like show hoarders and like people like they close their door and they're like, no, you can't come in, because there's all this mess that is actually not just about the fact that they're messy or they're dirty. It's actually a reflection of their state of mind. And I found that for myself personally, that there was so many times where I was just not in control. I was overspending. I was also making a ton of tax mistakes that ended up coming to bite me in the butt. If you're thinking about getting on the property ladder, you're gonna need to have your finances in order. If you're thinking about investing, you're gonna need to have your finances in order. If you're thinking about getting out of debt, you're gonna have to get your finances in order. If you're thinking about traveling or enjoying or doing anything, you have to have your personal finances in order. And that doesn't mean having a lot, it just means being smart with what you have. So the first thing you wanna do, and I know this sounds fluffy, but you really wanna have a shift in mindset. I think a lot of people have negativity and anxiety when it comes to thinking about personal finances or even money in general. A lot of people did not grow up with people who were financially literate in their life. Maybe you've had bad experience with debt, or bad experience with your parents not knowing much about money, or the people around you just being broke and spending incorrectly and living off credit, and you know that there's something wrong with how your mind thinks about things when it comes to money, but you don't really know what to do about it. A mindset shift when it comes to your personal finances and money in general is really important. You've got to take away the negative connotations that you might have associated with money, like there isn't enough, or like that it's a bad thing, or that you're not any good at it, or it's too complicated to understand. If you think that way, or you have any other conversations in your head around money that aren't positive, it's time to let them go. And then you need to shift your mindset. The best way to shift your mindset is to fill it with new interesting things. And it's like watching and thumbs upping videos like this and subscribing to channels like this. It's about reading books about money and positive stories around money, and just feeling like there is a sense of abundance, because I think a lack mindset or it's too hard mindset can be very, very limiting if you are on a journey of just trying to get in control of your finances. The next step, you want to set some targets. You want to set some bullseyes. You want to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I would actually suggest making them small. I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm going to save $50,000 by the end of the week. Like, no. But it's really important to set some form of goal that you want to work towards, little by little. And rather than having big goals, it's about installing habits that you can do consistently. So for me personally, I spend a lot on the food apps. Like, I can't lie. I do it all the time. Like 2 times a day I'll be delivering. But I stopped that because I've deleted the apps. I stopped certain things that are just, you know, getting in the way of me hitting some of my financial targets, but also my waistline targets. I'll be honest with you. So it's really important to set a figure. I normally spend, you know, £60 per week. I'd like to drop that to £40 a week and see if you can hit that figure. I save $1,000 a month, but actually I'd love to save $1,200 a month. That means I need to save an extra $50 a week to be able to hit that additional target. So you need to give yourself some trackable targets and trackable numbers that you can work towards within tiny little increments. And that is why daily budgeting is really important, or weekly budgeting, or having an idea idea and a perspective of where you want to go and put a numerical figure on that. There's a lot of evidence to support that if you've got too many targets versus one target, that you will not be able to achieve them. So make them small, make them measurable, make them attainable, and get to hitting those financial targets. Now, actually, I feel like this point could slightly be ahead of the point before, but you could use them interchangeably, but you really need to get a clear picture of where you currently are. You know where you want to go, but where are you? What are your current weights and measure? What is your bank balance saying? I know it might be zero. It might be looking at you. That credit score might be really, really low. And you're like, oh my gosh, but it's okay. Feel that pain. Feel that pain and use it as energy. Maybe you're just like, I'm just not saving enough. I just don't quite know what's going. Where's my money going? You need to sit down with a budget and get an idea and clarity around what your current financial situation is. You cannot go anywhere if you don't know where you are. You need to get a good idea of what your income is and what your outgoings are. And I think there's a lot of people who miss this. They don't recognize that their outgoings are more than their ingoings. Like, they don't have enough coming in. And usually in that circumstance, you've got two choices: make more or spend less. It's simple maths. I think most people can start off with reducing their outgoings when it comes to their personal finances. I know nobody likes to bootstrap, nobody likes to, live on a budget, but it's essential. You really need to determine your essentials and your necessities versus your luxuries and your desirables. If you have a goal, if you have a target, if you have a plan, you're gonna need to make some cuts somewhere if your finances aren't in the position you want them to be in. Often when it comes to being financially secure, it's not about the amount you make, it's the amount you keep in your hands. And this is why people who play professional sport and people who are stars, who had lots of money coming in today or yesterday, are broke today. If you make 5K a month and spend 5.2K a month, yeah, you're financially out of control. Sort it out, love. So now you know where you are. Now you have a plan. It's time to automate. I think that people don't realize that trying to think about your money all the time, it's a bit time consuming. I think that things that take too much time and too much thought also become very, very boring and annoying, and you can make mistakes. So when it comes to automation, it means that you do the upfront exercise of the budgeting, knowing what your costs are, allocating and all that kind of good stuff. But when it comes to automating, what you want to do is set up automatic payments. Now that might be to your credit cards or your debtors or to a savings account or to a separate account or to whoever you need to pay, to your income going somewhere else. Take the thought out of the financial work. You've done the upfront planning, so you should know what needs to go where and when, but once that is done, let it just keep happening and check once in a while. There are a number of different financial apps, banking apps, and tools that are out there that mean that the legwork of checking in and going into your bank to sort things out is unnecessary. But it's very difficult to automate if you don't already have an initial plan. When it comes to investing, again, organizing a drip, ensuring that you don't have to think about moving money directly from a bank account into an investment account is really important as well. Now, this is for people who are particularly in debt, which is quite a lot of people, and it can feel very overwhelming and like you need to bury your head in the sand, but you don't need to do this. I really think that if you need to have certain conversations, such as picking up the phone, such as talking to the people you owe money to try and negotiate terms that work best for you, or even reduced amounts of debt, and at least getting a payment plan in place is really important. You really want to prioritize, depending on your personal circumstances, debts which have the highest rate of interest, as well as trying to get smaller amounts off first, because everything adds up. And I know a lot of people feel overwhelmed when it comes to their debt. That is one of the things that makes them feel out of control. Do not feel scared. The numbers around how many people have debt is absolutely wild. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, but what you don't want to do is avoid it. It's not going anywhere. So to get in control, you might need to pick up the phone, talk to someone and get negotiating. Now, I don't think I can talk about getting on top of your finances without talking about investing. And I genuinely think one of the biggest crux that people face is thinking about investing. It feels very overwhelming, and people really aren't aware of the first steps that they should take when it comes to being an investor. It's easy. Everybody should be an investor. If you are a working adult, you should definitely first and foremost look into your options when it comes to setting up a pension or retirement plan with your employer. They usually have the paperwork already there for you. They get benefits, you get benefits, and you also get free money. If there's anything you should do right now, is to make sure that you have a pension plan in place. Now, after you've done that, realistically, when it comes to your automation and allocation, you better be starting to invest, okay? I won't go into the details about investing. I have things that will be coming out very, very soon to really break it down and make it more understandable. It is essential if you want to be on top of your personal finances. The final thing I'd say is important when it comes to taking control of your personal finances is actually to get a crew or some champions around you. I think it's really important to have accountability, and that might be a family member or a friend or someone that you really trust, someone who is holding your hand on your journey with you. It might be that you have a partner who's like, yeah, we're in this together. We know what our goals are together. It might be you and a friend who's like, we are saving for this vacation together. But it's beautiful to have someone who will support you in your journey, as well as pull you up when you might not be, doing the right thing. And what I love doing is like setting challenges with my friends, and we talk about savings and we talk about going away together. And we can always tell each other when we're like, this month is no, we're having a wine and cheese night at home kind of night. That's really important, to have a community of people who are on the same financial wavelength as yourself. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. It's just a couple of ideas when it comes to really making sure that you can get control of your finances. If you're watching this video, you are already on step one. You're aware that there might be something you need and want to do. So congratulations. You can give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friend, share it with your people then, that you want them to know, right, we are on this journey. New year, new me. Like, now is the time. Nothing wrong with that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. And in the meantime, I'll catch you all later. Bye.